Also, for some of the questions that were raised on Slido, feel free to ask these questions as we go along. It can be related to Brother Fazli's briefing earlier. I'm seeing some administrative questions being asked there as well. And also some questions for Sis Norita. Sis, if you have access to the Slidos, you can look at it in advance so that you can prepare for it while the other speakers go ahead. And I really liked your slide where you talked about the face-to-face interactions, and I think that's really, really important, and it might be related to one of the questions that's being asked there regarding establishing trust. So yeah, giving you some time there to mull how to answer that question as we proceed to Ustaz Shahib on your topic. We have 20 minutes. So how I improve my children's performance with Notion. Maybe you can also explain what exactly is Notion for everyone else. Just a quick primer on what Notion is. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Izha. Thank you, MPC, for inviting. It's an honor for having me. Okay. Yeah. I don't have a slide, but I will show you what is Notion lah after this lah. But the I will share my screen. It's very challenging for me because it's very challenging. Like, what should I share? Because we have a conversation in the back end. So the organizer suggests we go with Notion, and but I don't want to touch about Notion. I want to touch about the problem that I'm having before that. So this is Notion lah. Jadi initially the topic that I choose is this because it started from my children. One of my children always forget to do his homework. And before that, my name is Shahib. I'm one of the founder of Shukran.com. Shukran.com is a Islamic online content creator. I don't know how to label my project lah. I call it as my project Shukran.com. You can search on IG. We do a lot of videos, Islamic bite-sized videos. So I'm a father of five. So this is my boys, Omar, Ali, Bakar, Uthman, and Zahra. But this is actually 2023 gambar. There's no latest gambar picture. So ada lah, tapi tak masuk kan. Baik. So when my children, when my one of my boys always come back, the teachers always complaining. They always write in their student diary, but I one of my but I want to enforce them to take Notion, to do Notion, because I'm really a hardcore Notion. So Notion is I don't know how to say. It's a note taking. It's an organization. It's a database. Later I will show you how I use this. But for now, when one of my boy will come back from school, he will rewrite all the things that inside, just for the sake of writing. Um, and but before we come to this part, I actually want to follow up on Sister Norita, the point, because when we're having this conversation with my children, because it's complaints from teachers, and I try to find a point where how can I be like what she said. It's a guide. We are guidance, and we cannot be nagging. So we listen to our children, and it reminds me of this saying from Sayyidina Ali. So Sayyidina Ali said that education to the children, you divide to three. So seven, seven, seven. Okay, so seven, the first 0 to 7 is actually you play. You treat your children like a raja, like a king, but in a way that you play with them. 0 to 7 years old. So and 7 to 14, you treat them like tawanan. Tawanan, bila you perang, you tawan orang kan. So but if you understand it, it's a soldier lah. So that's where you have rules. You have more strict, because you want to have rules and tegas, so 7 to 14, you must enforce some rules, must be strict. But 14 to 21 as a friend. So I belum lagi di stage lah. So now I'm at this stage. And so when you say rules, then you need to have a discipline. And I want my children to have this discipline to know that technology, besides you play games, you need to have a routine. And the good thing about Notion is so this is my Notion, and I can access his account. Example, so this is his account, and I mean Notion.so lah if you want to check Notion.so. And it's a free, but I pay because I can have like storage, and I can one. So I treat this like a note taking, at the same time organization. So for my kids, student diary, so this is his student diary. Okay, so mungkin dia dah lama tak buat juga. And example, if I want to check on only certain subject, I can filter out, because when he input it, he will catalog it. And so I can easily see data. And but this is high level thinking lah, high level thinking. How I use it, so now we get back to the Notion part, sorry. So this is my dashboard. Okay, hold on, apologize. All right, so example, when you say Notion is note taking, but you can use notes for that. But example, I can pull off any notes that from the past. Example, okay. If I want to, for example, I have this mosque landscape. I study mosque social media. Example, so I can pull off the page. So this and put inside the conversation. So later when I want to remember, I just click back. And so this is a database whereby I can see which mosque has the most beautiful website, which mosque has the most followers in a cluster. So this is I input one by one. I input one by one, so I can see the data really well. This is example lah. Because last time I tried to study the landscape of each mosque website, how they perform. So this is my comments on each website, and then I can see lah. So the top one I can do in the end of the day I can see which mosque has 5 star, which mosque has 3 star. That's my category lah. That's for my own reference. So this is how I use Notion lah. Yeah. And so the importance of this when it comes to my children, they have more interest because they can use the computer. So one of my children, he used Notion to copy back their notes, and then categorize the notes. I think I have this one, one of my Ali. Sorry. Iza, do we have any question? I tak perasan.
Yeah, we do have questions on the Slido about you bringing a parent's concern related to using Notion because again it makes the children use screen time. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's also my concern lah. It's also my
Yeah.
concern. But yeah lah. I mean you have to balance. They using the technology at the same time. We have a limit. Okay. When it comes to technology, I have a few rules. Maybe I can share after this. So this is
Yes,
how
maybe
my
maybe we can leave that for the question and answer segment, maybe.
oh
But
okay.
go on
Yeah,
with the
can.
rest of the presentation. Thank you, Ustaz Shahib.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't know how to explain about because this is very because it took me a while to understand Notion. I'm not selling Notion. I'm not selling Notion, but everything in my life revolves around this because I can have a lot of documents and then I can see all the documents in one group and then I can link to another project. Something like that. So this is my children's input. So he want to have he going to camping. Then I said, okay, now you put everything inside here, and then you take picture, and then you upload. Okay, and then you can categorize it. So how many clothes, how many medication. So this is Notion database. From here, you can view it in a different way. Uh, you can view it in a gallery style. So you want to see just the pictures, example, from the same database. Alamak, tak on pula. So, mm, yeah. So this is how, to me, this is how you organize the content, lah. Organize the notes. Lah. And then when they have this kind of structure in mind about note taking is not a static, but it's a dynamic. And then now they can explore how they want to present certain knowledge. So when they do their note taking, their when we do the a discussion, and then okay, now you put a note inside, and then each note is not inside one folder, but actually it's shared. It's shared. I don't know how to explain. Maybe I can show my use case of how I use uh marine education before we, and this is will be the last one lah. So example, uh, okay. So when I listen to podcast or listen to ceramah and all, and then I will. So this is one table by episodes, the episode classes, by classes. But inside the classes have another database. That database actually is shared between all. So in the end of the day, so this is all the points, and the points will have like timestamp. So I know that okay, so I don't need to write okay in this minute you these notes. So example, if I want to search which notes from which lesson, I can do it universally. So that's how powerful Notion is lah to me. That's why I'm using until now. Yeah, I think that's it lah for me. From I don't have any other things to share, and maybe I will share after this regarding the technology, my best practice lah, my best practice technology for my kids.
Thank you so
Assalamualaikum
much.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you so much, Ustaz Shahib. Really, really concise again. Thank you so much, speakers, for actually staying within the time. And I also allowed the opportunity for you to go to Slido, for you to look at the questions and maybe prepare to answer it based on what you already preempted us. Of course, isn't so fair for Sis Suliati also because after her session, it will be the Q&A immediately. So what we will do is we will ask Norita to answer first, Ustaz Shahid, and then Sudiati after that. Thank you so much. My first impression of Notion, it looks like Slack, but for Google Doc. And then and after that, the first question that I asked myself is for developers who will be listening to this, I'm looking at Notion API. If we were able to simplify the dashboard and being able to bring together Notion API with WhatsApp, and then in order to reduce screen time, there's always other multimodal methods such as wearables. Telling the